Alright brewers, it's time for step 2, brewing the wort. You're going to need your grain bag, you're going to need your pre-mixed grains, and then you're going to need a rolling pin or something that resembles a rolling pin. Cut open that corner of that bag. You're going to open up the grain bag, take your grains, and dump them in the bag. Now you want to tie a knot, just enough so it's not going to open up. You want to take your rolling pin and just kind of go over everything. Now you don't want to be too forceful because you're going to rip the bag. You want to do this for 2 to 5 minutes. Just make sure you get everything thoroughly crushed. If you got a soup can, just kind of roll over it the same way. Alright, and that's just about done. We've got everything nice and crushed. You're going to have a little bit of powder that just comes out the bottom of it. Don't worry about that, you can just throw that away. Take your freshly cleaned brew pot, put it right on the stove, measure out about 1.5 gallons of water, and add it to the brew pot. Turn on your stove to a medium setting. You want to bring it up to 160 degrees Fahrenheit before the next step. Depending on your stove, this could take a few minutes. Alright brewers, it's been about 15 minutes. The water's up to about 160 degrees. Take your grain bag. You just want to dip it in there. Make sure the entire thing's underwater. Let it sit for the next 20 to 30 minutes. So take a break, watch Netflix, do whatever the hell you want. But stay close. We need to make sure it stays between 140 and 160 degrees Fahrenheit. Alright, it's been 30 minutes. It's time to remove the grain bag from the brew pot. Take your stirring spoon. You want to carefully remove the grain bag. You're also going to need 1 gallon of lukewarm water, so get that ready. So we've got the brew pot and the grain bag in there. We carefully want to fish it out. Let it cool off for just a second. There we go. Take your gallon of lukewarm water and pour it over top of the grains. If it's cool enough, you can grab the top of the bag. This is called sparging. This will get the last bits of flavor out of there. Now you want to give it one final light squeeze. When you're done sparging, just throw the bag away. Wash your hands, they're probably dirty. Now we want to remove the brew pot from the heat. You can turn off the stove, but your best bet is just moving it to another burner. You want to grab your bag of DME and cut it open. As you pour the DME into the brew pot, use your stirring spoon to make sure it doesn't stick to the bottom and burn. Make sure everything is absolutely dissolved in there before you put it back on the stove. Now that all the DME is dissolved, you want to bring it to a full boil. So put it back on the stove and bring it up to 220 degrees Fahrenheit. Keep an eye on it when it's heating up. A boil over can get pretty messy. Now that we've reached a full boil, it's time to add the bittering hops. And start a timer for the brew kit's boil time. For the Varsity Cream Ale, we're going to set a timer for 30 minutes. In the last 2 minutes, you're going to want to add your aroma hops. Give it a quick stir and mix in all the hops. And time's up. Turn off that heat. Remove the brew pot from the stove. Now you want to create an ice bath for the brew pot to cool down in. You need to get below 120 degrees, otherwise it's going to kill the yeast. So you want to close off the drain in your sink, fill it up with some ice and cool water. You want to go ahead and fill up your sink with some ice and cold water. Then you want to put your brew pot right in the ice bath. Keep the lid off so you can release some of the hot air, and let that sit for about 10 to 15 minutes. Check up on it periodically, see if it cools down below 120 degrees. While the brew pot's cooling off in the ice bath, you'll take this time to sanitize everything that's going to come into contact with that wort. Get your fermenter, get your tubing, get your siphon, and your airlock. You want to fill up your fermenter with about 4 to 5 gallons of cool water. You want to add 1 ounce of the Star San sanitizer. Once the fermenter is full, go ahead and take apart the 3-piece airlock. Drop that in. Go ahead and stick the siphon in. Make sure you get everything completely submerged in there. Once everything's been in there for at least 30 seconds, You can take it out, no need to rinse it. Once the temperature is dropped under 120 degrees, you'll need to siphon from the brew pot over to the fermenter. For the siphon to work, the bottom of the brew pot needs to be higher than the top of the fermenter. Fill the entire siphon and attach tubing with water. Once completely filled, pinch the end of the tubing completely shut. Stick the siphon into the brew pot and the tubing down the bucket and release the pinch. The water will pull the beer behind it. Don't worry if you don't get it right just the first time, it takes a little bit of practice. Add enough cool water to bring it up to the 4-gallon mark. Cut open your yeast packet and pitch it by sprinkling the yeast on top. Put the lid onto the fermenter, pushing down firmly on all the sides until it's completely sealed. Once the lid's firmly on, place your thumb over the hole in the lid and just shake it vigorously for about a minute. This aerates the yeast, giving it the oxygen it needs to thrive. With the airlock still in 3 pieces, you want to fill it up to the line, then put it back together. It should look just like that. Then gently force the airlock into the lid. And that's it, you just finished brewing. Now it's time to let the yeast do its work and ferment.